All right, I'm going to talk about an exciting feature on ismysonggood.com, and that is the toolbox. And the first thing that we're going to discuss is the Collaborators agreement. There will be more contracts added later, but these are all inline, fill in the blanks, contracts and agreements and those kind of things, and I'll be adding more of them as I get more time. But basically, a Collaborators agreement is if you write with a partner or two or three, it'll actually go up to four. And you can divide the amounts, how much each person's getting. Maybe somebody wrote the majority of the song, but you want to give other people 10% or something, or it's all 50-50 or split however you want. It also has a power of attorney in it in case somebody can't be found and you get the deal that you need to sign. Publishers don't want to deal with something that maybe there's going to be a legal issue with. So by having this power of attorney, you're actually covering yourself in case something does happen. Say you're out of the country for 6 months, or who knows what happened. You lose the email. People move on 2-3 years down the road. You can't get a hold of each other. At least this way, you can negotiate in good faith for the whole contract instead of just your half. All right, so let's get started. First of all, you obviously have to be registered to use this. If you aren't, it'll tell you how to, but we can go to Toolbox and hit Collaborators Agreement, or you can go directly to it by clicking the drop down and going to Collaborators Agreement. So, like I said, this is an online creation tool, so you actually just fill in some blanks and it'll print out a PDF for you. It also keeps a copy of this. It's basically a backup. Don't leave it as 100 years from now that's going to still be there. But as of right now, I'm not deleting anything. Space isn't really a problem with these little tiny things, so as long as this site's up, you should be able to go back and print your Collaborators agreement again. Please note you must be a registered user. If you aren't for some reason, just sign up, click the link there. But you can just click here, the online creation tool. And you can see it's fairly straightforward. You fill in some blanks. So we'll call this the greatest song ever written. Let's say we just wrote it today. Well, let's change that to September 1st. And notice the calendar comes up. Call the writer is me. We'll give me 50%. Myself wrote it. Give him 25%. And I also gets 25%. So you notice that it's required with the red star, so there has to be two writers. There's no point in having a collaborative agreement if there's only one. But you can optionally have up to 4 writers. And the same with addresses. We really need an address, so even though I'm putting fake information in, it's a legal contract in a way, so make sure you do put in actual addresses and those kind of things, and names. It's not public, it's just something that everybody should get a copy of. So we'll make an address 123 any street, 453 my street, and the third person's going to have 75 I Avenue. Alright, so I talked about the power of attorney, and you can read the help down there that I put, but basically if somebody can't be located after X number of days of trying, you'll get a power of attorney granted, which means you can enter a contract with whoever's you need to, whether it's a movie sync license or a publisher or whatever, and that gives you the right. Now you have to use, best faith. You can't just say, oh, okay, well this guy's not here, so I'm going to actually take 100% of it. But it just allows you to sign in their absence, basically. So I generally say 30 to 60 days. You can do what you need, but 30 days is generally okay. And you just hit save. There's no need to really preview, but you could if you wanted. Whoops, forgot to add my share. Don't put the 25%. It'll give you the, it already adds it on there, so it's got some nice error checking in there for you as well. Alright, so hit save. And you can see it gives you an online version of this, and by the way, you're the only one who can see this. This is only for you. It's not the whole world that can see these agreements. Unlike the songs and stuff, which you want feedback on, this one I know is more private, so this only you can get that. Alright, so here it is. Gives you our basic agreement, which you can read. Writer 1, 50%, Writer 2, 25, blah, blah, blah. Gives you the signatures and the streets. The PDF's going to have a bigger signature space, obviously. Then all you do is go down here where it says create.pdf file, hit create my collaborators agreement. It's going to take a second while it creates it online. Let me move this over. Since it's out of the screen, you'll get a pop-up, whatever your version is. Do you want to open or save the file? So you can do either. We'll just hit open, and I'm going to pause it so you can see that because I'm going to go full screen again. Alright, so there's our agreement. As you can see, everything filled in. You got names. You've actually got a space for signatures. And that's about it. It also has a disclaimer. It's got an instruction sheet. Understand that I can't represent myself as a lawyer because I'm not one, but I can say that this is a fairly watertight agreement. Of course, look at it for yourself. Okay, and that should be about it. You can print that out, save copies. And of course, if you need to come back 3 months from now and reprint it because you lost it or you want to change something, you can actually edit that and change the shares or whatever you want. Okay, that should do it. I hope that helps.